Have you ever dreamed about studying abroad, but it kind of felt like a goal for someone else? Well, what if I told you that with the right game plan, that dream is totally within your reach? We are about to break down a step-by-step guide made just for high school students, all about turning that international dream into your reality. So where's all this great info from? It comes from a really thorough guide by the Flying Wings Online School. And you should know, their whole mission is helping students just like you unlock their potential and build futures that go way beyond borders. And they kick things off with this really powerful idea, which is, at its heart, a message of hope. You know, it's so easy to think, oh, this isn't for me. But the truth is, universities and organizations are looking for talented, motivated students from everywhere. They're actually looking for you. So for a journey this huge, where do you even begin? You might think the first step is hopping on a university website, right? Nope. It actually starts a lot closer to home. It starts with you, with your story. This is the foundation for, well, everything else. Before you can even think about looking for the right school, you've got to know what you're looking for inside yourself, your passions, your strengths, your purpose. That's what's going to guide this entire application process. Let's start with a simple one. What classes actually get you excited to learn? What are the topics you find yourself looking up just for fun? That curiosity, that's your first big clue to finding a field of study you won't just be good at, but one you'll absolutely love. Okay, now let's zoom out a little. What kind of change do you want to see in the world around you? Scholarship committees, you see, they're not just searching for good students. They're looking for future leaders who have a real vision for making a positive impact. And finally, let's connect that passion and that purpose to a future goal. Now, you don't need some perfect 10-year plan mapped out, but having a clear sense of direction, that shows maturity, it shows focus, and it answers the committee's biggest question: why should they invest in you? All right, so once you've got a clear sense of your own story, it's time to get practical. Section 2 is all about taking that inner work and turning it into the essential paperwork that's gonna move you forward. Okay, listen up, because these are the absolute non-negotiables. You got to gather your school transcripts, your diploma, and your Tazkira, which is your national ID. And here is a super important piece of advice. Apply for your passport now. Seriously, that process can take a long, long time. And as you get each document, scan it and save it as a PDF. Trust me, being organized now is going to save you so much headache later on. Next up, your CV. Don't let that intimidate you. Just think of it as your personal highlight reel. You start with your education, list out your skills, and then you get to show off your character through any volunteer work, leadership roles, or awards you've picked up along the way. Now, what's so cool about this next document, the Statement of Purpose, is that it's where all that self-reflection from Section 1 comes to life. This is your big chance to tell your story in your own words, directly to the admissions committee. It's how you connect your past to your future. Okay, you've done the inner work, you've got your documents organized. Now comes the fun part. The strategy, because it's not just about finding any university, right? It's about finding the right one for you. And this slide just perfectly lays out the balance you need to find. Of course, you should follow your passion, but you also have to be strategic. So pair that field you love with one that's actually got a future. Balance your dream country with a country that has great support for international students. And look beyond just the famous brand names to find the universities that offer amazing scholarships. So this is where you really have to put on your detective hat. For every single university on your list, you gotta go deep. What are their core values? What are the exact admission requirements and deadlines? And that last point there is so important. You have to show them you chose them for a specific reason, not just because you're sending out 100 random applications. All right, you've got your story, your documents, and a strategic list of universities. But there's one more piece to this puzzle, and honestly, it might just be the most important one of all. And this right here is a major reality check. In the super competitive world of global scholarships, perfect grades and a flawless application, they'll only get you so far. There's a gap you have to cross. So what bridges that gap? What are they really looking for? They're looking for character. They want to see who you are as a person, what you really care about, and how you've already started to make a difference in the world, right where you are. And hey, leadership doesn't just mean being class president. It's about taking initiative. Have you volunteered? Tutored a friend? Maybe you even started a small project to solve a problem in your neighborhood. These are the things that show the kind of character that top scholarship programs really want to invest in. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? from the deep work of self-discovery to the nitty-gritty of planning. And it all leads up to this final, really powerful message. I really want you to let this one sink in. Your current situation does not define your future. Your potential is not limited by your zip code, your country, or any of the challenges you might see around you. So what does define your potential? It's the work you do right now. That commitment to understanding yourself and the discipline to make a strategic plan, that is what creates opportunity, no matter what your circumstances are. And it's also about the character you build along the way, the resilience to push through a tough application process, and the integrity to be yourself. Those qualities are what will truly carry you across any border. And that brings us to the ultimate takeaway. This whole journey doesn't start after you graduate. It starts today. Every single small action you take, volunteering for just an hour, scanning one document, asking yourself one of those tough questions, is a step on your global path. So really, the only question left is, what's your first step going to be?